Hey there, folks. It's that giant beard with opinions again. Today, it's going to be a medical update. So, I know you've all been waiting for it. Here is the exciting reveal. I got a phone call from Dr. Caswell today, and she had my lab results, and there's a bunch of concerning shit there. One, my vitamin B12 level is low. Not as low as it was when I first learned of my low B12, because back then my B12 was so low it could not actually be detected. Now it's just down to about 2/3 of what it should be. And I'm disappointed to hear that, I thought I had this problem licked, so to speak. I started at making absolutely sure I've got an animal product, usually meat, in my supper every night. And after I started doing that, but the next time my B12 was tested, it was fine. It was right in the normal range. So I thought, cool, problem solved. Apparently not. Which means I'm going to have to talk to my GP about getting B12 shots, or shelling out an unknown amount of money for B12 pills that can be taken sublingually. I'm probably not going to look into that too hard, because I've had sublingual pills before, and they're irritating, actually, because they sit there under your tongue for a while as they dissolve. A pill is just, you swallow it and it's done. But this melting under your tongue thing, I don't know. For me, it takes too long. I don't know if that means I have a weird mouth, but for me, it takes an annoying amount of time. I'd rather just swallow a pill. I mean, I take so many pills. Another one wouldn't make much difference. Another finding was that apparently I have a bladder infection, which is not that surprising in the sense that that's one of the things that my distended bladder can cause. But it is surprising in that I don't currently have any urinary symptoms that I'm aware of. I suppose if there's symptoms, you're either aware of them or they're not there. Anyway, so when she's going to put me on amoxicillin, which is a penicillin formulation that I've taken many times before, because I have that kind of life. And so that's no big deal. I'm pretty sure amoxicillin isn't the one that gave me diarrhea. I hope it's not. Because, not to get too cute about it, diarrhea is a bummer. And it can make you feel really wiped out for some reason. I don't know, maybe a lot of important nutrients go out with the tide, so to speak. So there's that. I'm not too worried about that. The amoxicillin's pretty cool stuff. And but the final bit of news is very concerning, which is I have a high creatinine level, and I just asked Microsoft Copilot what that means, and what it means is that my kidney function is not what it should be. My kidney is not clearing out the wastes that my muscles produce efficiently enough. And so now I'm worried about my kidneys. And worried about, the distended bladder, which I didn't think was really a problem, but if it's starting to cause things like infections and poor kidney function, it is a huge fucking problem. And I have to face the prospect of either living the catheter lifestyle and having one in all the time, or having something done to my penis that makes circumcision seem like a light trim. It sounds absolutely horrifying, and it's not something that any man would ever want happening to his little buddy. But I don't want to have a catheter in all the goddamn time either. But somehow the bladder problem has to be fixed. Now, my urologist seems to think that it's my phimosis, which means something's going on so that my foreskin can't be retracted, is somehow responsible for the distended bladder. And I honestly cannot imagine how that would work. Like, I pee quite well. I'm very experienced at it because I pee like 6 times a day. And I don't see how, like, a problem at the end of the plumbing could cause a backup in the plumbing, because it's not as though I store a lot of urine in my penis, or that there's restricted outflow that I can tell. I mean, yeah, it takes me a while to pee, but, you know, I'm 52. That's the trend. So, I don't know. I really don't want my penis peeled, but I don't want to have to wear a catheter all the time, too. And this distended bladder thing has got to be fixed. I suppose another option would be surgery on the bladder, but that sounds also horrifying. So, you know, welcome to being 52. I have to choose amongst horrifying options. Dr. Caswell told me a bunch of other stuff too, but I don't remember it, because that's what doctors do. They throw a whole bunch of information at you and expect you to remember it. And then if you don't remember it, they're like, I told you about this. Yeah, you told me about it when you had the lab results right in front of you on a screen and could just read them off at me, whereas I'm trying to store them in my actual human meat brain. It felt good to get that off my chest, actually. That's been pissing me off for a long time. Anyhow, I have an appointment with my GP over the phone on Monday, and I think I'm going to just sort of ambush him with the lab results as well. We're supposed to just be talking about my pill refill. Apparently, fresh prescriptions are needed or some bullshit like that. But I'm also going to talk to him about, you know, creatinine and my bladder and all the other stuff. Doctors hate it when you bring a bunch of other stuff into an appointment, but that seems a lot more intelligent and efficient than booking a separate phone appointment with them to talk about all that stuff. We'll see how that goes. So, you know, that ends this episode of This Old Decaying Falling Apart House. And I guess that's all from me for today, folks. I will talk to you nice people again tomorrow. Bye-bye.